Glad that everyone's decided to come back. It has been a little bit slow, I know. This quick session is season 3, episode 1, and we'll cover the age-old question: what is the meaning of life? Just kidding. We're going to cover what is Ansible. As you've seen, we've already covered off season 1, covered off season 2. What is Ansible? Let's get crack-a-lackin'. So before we go in and really dissect Ansible, I just want to brief you on YAML. And no, YAML is not a special type of camel, a yellow camel. It's actually a structured data format we'll use heavily in our quest to become Ansible awesomes, awesome gurus, awesome people. I don't expect you to know or master YAML just now. That is not the intention. You will develop some great YAML skills. You'll be able to pick up syntax errors, bazinga, just like that. But for now, it is yet another markup language. Literally, that's what it is. So typically we'll see YAML files with an extension of .yml or .yaml. Both are correct. I typically use .yml when I want to make reference to something. We'll see a YAML file start with 3 dashes. As you can see, I forgot I've actually got a mouse. You'll see it over there. If you're new to any form of coding, automation, or scripting, you will see something called a key value pair, a dictionary. For example, we're seeing the key as name and the value as Martin Developer, which I'm guessing is Martin Developer. This is from the Ansible website. We've got a list. A list is just a sequential list. If you can think of a shopping list, it is very easy to see it's just structured there and sequential. What we do have here is I can also show you how we've got some indent going within our YAML file. You don't need to understand that for now. It will come up as we go more and more. Don't stress. And the way we finish a YAML file is with 3 dots. However, you'll more than likely see that this is not common. But just know, if you see 3 dots, it ends the file. So now we can really talk. What is Ansible? I know we've just discussed it a little bit, but Ansible is from a little old company you may know called Red Hat, now acquired via IBM. There's both a commercial and open source suite of Ansible that does exist on the market. We're using the open source one, obviously, including a more graphical workflow tooling called Ansible Tower. Some great companies support our quest to become awesome network engineers, specifically a company called Network to Code. They have a Slack channel. I recommend you all get on it, networktocode.slack.com. Be respectful, ask some questions, read the content. You can actually search before you ask a question. In the event you think it's a total noob question, I've probably been on there and already asked it, just do a quick search. It's well worth the time to do that, but just be nice, please. So as we look at what Ansible is, I found a really great quote on the interwebs. Ansible is an open source IT automation engine that executes repetitive tasks, and that's something it does do really well. What you'll find Ansible does terribly, well, I wouldn't say terribly, but it's those bespoke one-off things. That's where you'll get a lot of the people who progress their automation journey. They go and learn Python, and they were doing more there. So the hope is in a year's time you've exhausted Ansible and you're becoming a Python super mega astronaut. And a lot of this content I've grabbed from my great mate Brad Searle, Bob the Butcher over at Coding Packets. Please check out some of his blogs. Don't drive up too much content on his website because it costs him cash. But the architecture, Ansible, however, it's a configuration management platform that did not so much nowadays, but it was really meant for the DevOps, and it was alongside other tools as Puppet, Chef. It's really taken off due to the fact that you don't need to know underlying coding or languages to become effective with Ansible. The architecture of Ansible is truly simple, unlike complex agent master publisher subscriber models. Ansible is a push-based system. Push the button. No, not with me. Ansible is a push system. For example, in networking, if we want to push out something like a config file, it'll be pushed from Ansible to the managed node. And to do this, we've got 4 main elements of Ansible for networking. We've got the control node, The manage node, we've got inventory and we've got playbooks, and I'll quickly discuss what they are. So let's visualize each of these roles. We've got the control node, which is your Pop Linux server, for in our case, Pop Linux distro. We've got a manage node, which could be a Juniper SRX, it could be a Cisco router, Cumulus Linux switch, it can be another Linux server. It can even be an API where we want to go out and question something, query something on the internet and do something with it. For example, I had to dump a lot of contacts of people in LinkedIn. If you've got that spam, you know where it came from. But I used Contact Out, and they publish an API. I just had to iterate through a list and go and get that information and bring it back and have it in structured data. So a managed node, that's the managed node. The playbook example, if we take it from the American football terminology, where they'll have we want the quarterback to go this way, then he's going to fake, and then it's going to throw to a wide receiver who's going to run this type of line. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the execution of something. And I'm going to cut to right now. What does a playbook look like? Let's quickly. Let's go over to activities. Let's just quickly look at a play. Where have I got a play? No. Plays. What do I have down here? There's a quick play. It's just an instruction set. Voila. There's not a lot to it. As we can see, this is the YAML file construct that we were talking about a bit earlier. Excellent. We are going to cover off playbooks, so don't be too stressed. I'm just trying to give you a bit of an example, and that's the YAML file, and see how I was talking about the indent. We're going to look at an inventory. An inventory is a list of our nodes under management, or that we want to work upon. Why not have a quick look at an inventory file? Do I have anything here? Inv. Yes. So this is a quick inventory of a little project I was working on. Once again, it is in YAML format. The inventory used to be in INI format. It has changed. It's very easy to read. There's not too. We're going to explore an inventory file of its own little episode. So don't stress too much. This is just a brief. Just wet your whistle on what it actually looks like. So that's actually pretty much it for what is Ansible, the nodes, the control node, so our server that we've been working on, the previous nuggets. Here we go, Ansible -- version. Make sure I haven't gone and created something new. Nope, it's still here. The manage node, an example of a playbook which we're going to execute and does a series of tasks. That one was install Docker, I believe it was. We've covered an inventory file. What does it look like? Basically, it's once again a YAML file with a list of nodes that we're going to cover off. And best of all, where to get more information. Go over to the Ansible documentation repository. I would actually appreciate if you Google Ansible network modules, down there, and bookmark that page. You're going to find yourself coming back to it all the time. So I look forward to seeing you in the next one, which we're going to talk about Ansible config file, Ansible host files, group files, inventory file, and then we will look at executing plays. Everyone, cheers. See you on the flip side. Once I hit stop.